Hey everybody, Paint with Rick. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about your layout. Uh, when I do this type of painting, like alla prima, I'm trying to get the painting done quick in one setting so you don't have to wait for a week for it to dry. So this is alla prima, we'll get it done in one setting. But let's talk about the layout. Like if you have a foreground up here, you don't want to put any detail work back here if you know your foreground's going to be up here, and then you could put more smaller things out here in the distance. Let me give you an example. Like if you want your mountain right in the middle, say it's here, and then your scene's going to kind of come out like this, right? And you can actually put big trees here and here, a mountain in the middle. Now you can also have your, I got a thin layer of titanium white on here. You can have your distance over here coming down like this and have your mountain off center over here and have the foreground over here looking like it's going off into the distance this way and vice versa. So just an idea. I'll kind of explain it as I go, but today I think I'll do one of those paintings where the mountain's a little bit off center, maybe just like how I just laid it out there. And I'll have some trees coming from here around over here. So let me just lay in a, don't even have to lay the mountain in yet, but I will so I know where the sky is going to be. Then I'll run some trees around here and have some foreground here. Let's do the sky. So there's a thin layer of titanium white on here. If you're your Bob Ross painter, you would use your liquid white, okay? If you're out of liquid white, just use titanium white with a little linseed oil in a bowl. So all I do is I dip my brush in the linseed oil, and then I'll grab the titanium white, and then I'll put it on the canvas. And then we got a thin layer of white up there, okay? Let's get started. I got a light blue. Gonna get some blue on my brush, and I'll have a blue sky today. See how it's mixing with the white up there? I want to have a light sky. I'll put a little bit of dark in there. I'm going to grab a little Payne's gray, and we'll put some different values in there. Payne's gray. More blue. I'm just using the same brush. I'm not even wiping it off. Just grabbing the blue color because it's all going to get blended in together. Just like that. I forgot to grab some paper towels, but that's another thing. This technique, I use a lot of paper towels to wipe the brush off, but I'll just use this. I got a rag over here. I'm going to lighten up the sky now at the mountain. Get it very light blue sky down at the bottom here. All right, there's our sky. We got some hints of gray in here. Let's see how cool that looks. Looks pretty good. I'm recording at a little weird angle, so I hope it's showing up okay. So there we go. I'm going to have some trees coming across here, so I think I'm going to make this water down here. So I'm going to use that same bluish color and just put some water down here. It might not all be water, but just to get some color down. This is a nice way to get all your undercoat down so you can design your landscape. I'm painting on the fly. I'm not following anything. If I just want a mountain here, I'm going to put it there. If I want a tree here. So just showing you a quick way to get a painting done in one setting. I got other techniques that, you know, take longer, but this is a fun way to paint too. I'm going to put a little Payne's Gray down here because I want it to, the water to be darker in the front here, in the foreground. Payne's Gray. Just blend it in to that white that we have underneath there. I'll even put a little more white out here to lighten it up. Very good. Let's do our mountain. I'm going to lay the mountain in black and just pull it down. Let's put like a cool tall peak up here today. Just like that. Really tall mountaintop there. Maybe one peak over here. Look at that. I'll grab a brush, any brush. I'm going to use a brush that I use for darker colors, and watch this. I'm going to design this mountain now by just pulling the color down. Wipe your brush off so you don't get more paint on there than you want. Just pull it down, shape your mountain, and let it blend in with that color at the bottom here so you get different things going on in your mountain. See that? I can kind of see what is going on here. I'll probably keep that peak way in the back there and bring this one in the middle forward. Yeah, keep this one in the back. Very good. Let's blend blend it out a little bit, so when we put snow up there, it comes off the knife a little easier. All right, very good. Now I'm going to put some color up on the mountain. I'm going to use pure white right out of the tube. Just get a little roll on your knife. And let's follow the edge of the mountain today. Take your knife and pull right, follow the edge of the mountain. I usually pull it down first, but today I'm going to follow the edge so we get a different look. Now you can add more snow in here too. Just keep pulling it to the right. Just like that. And this one is just going to have a little snow on the top here. Just a little. Just like that. All right, I'm going to mix a little blue and white to get my shade color. Blue and white, the color I used in the sky, with the little gray in it to darken it up a bit. And get that on your knife now. Now let's come up here and hit the other side of the mountain with this bluish color. Everywhere you have white, just pull some of this bluish color now. Pull it to the left a little. This is going to be where the kind of like the shade is. The light's hitting more on the right here. This blue is it's still snow, but it's on the shady side of the mountain, okay? Is what it's supposed to be. Just pull it down. I'm going to blend all this together so it comes together. The colors come together more. Look at that mountain. Doesn't that look cool? I'm going to leave that one dark because it's further back, okay? Now get a brush. I'm out of paper towels. I'm going to use the brush I used for the sky and actually just kind of blend this lower portion in here at the bottom. I'm going to pull it down. Maybe pull some of the white too. Pull some of the white. Now wipe your brush off and lightly blend this lower portion of the mountain. Okay? Just the lower portion. Very good. I like that. Wow, that's one big mountain. Let's put some clouds up there. I'm going to use the same brush and dip into my linseed oil and get some titanium white on my brush. So I want it really wet. I want it wet so the paint comes off the brush easy. Okay, and I'm going to design some small clouds here at the bottom. Just stamp them in, okay, like this. Try and keep them small at the bottom here, and you can get larger when you go up into the sky here. Make them a little bigger, okay? Leave some of the blue in the corner though, okay? Just stamp it in, and then we're gonna blend it out. I'll show you how to blend it out. That's enough clouds. Now take your brush and wipe it off, the same brush, and come in here and let's stamp the bottom of these clouds out a little bit. Just the lower portion. I'm going fast. Sometimes when you go fast it comes out better. Wipe your brush off. Let's, what I'm doing is actually shaping the cloud a little bit and stamping out the bottom portion to get it to mix with the sky, okay? Very easy. I'm going to come in here and re-stamp the tops very lightly to get a nice edge on the cloud. There we go. You can either leave it like that or you can blend it. I do have a nice soft mop brush now. If you're very careful, you could come in the bottom and blend the lower portion of your cloud and your sky now. Let's get all the lines, all the brush strokes out of the sky first. I'm going to blend my blue in first in the sky. Get all those strokes out. Now I'm going to blend the bottom of the cloud just a little, very lightly. Very lightly. And I'm kind of pulling this one to the right a little. Get it to mix with that gray in the sky there. Doesn't that look cool? Very easy clouds. You can add more gray to these clouds if you want them to look darker, okay? But I wanted to have a light sky today. There we go. That looks good. Now let's do an easy groundwork for you. So I mix sap green and black, okay? Sap green, and I put black in it to make it darker. For this type of painting, I'm just going to dip into my linseed oil and grab some of that. It's very dark color. So let's do a simple painting here. I'm going to put a little groundwork right here. I'm just going to stamp it in, okay? And then fill it in. Very easy. I want it to be an easy painting today. And then I'm going to have a little groundwork back here. Just stamp in that color. Very simple. Okay, now I'm going to take some of that dark color and make some cool trees here. I'm actually going to, I can see the color on there. It's not quite dark enough, so I'm going to add a little more black to my sap green for the trees. I want the trees to be real dark, okay? All right, now I'm going to use my big number 6 fan brush, and we'll put a big tree over here. Dip into your linseed oil and fill your brush up really wet, okay? Let's put a big trunk over here. Just stamp it in. Maybe pull it down to these bushes. Reload your brush. And let's put some, I'm just going to use the corner and stamp in some leaves. I'm going to make it really skinny, okay? So we get more leaves on it. And just put them straight out. You don't have to point them up. When you come to your mountain, don't let it scare you. Just stamp right into the mountain and go by it. It might change the color up a little, but just keep going. You might have to hold your canvas. And now I'm going to start trying to get a little wider down here. Really get your branches to separate them down here so that we have the bottom of the leaves coming out like this, okay? And then I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to fill in the middle a little bit here. There you go. There's one. That's our foreground, so I want it to, that's going to be our main tree right there. Let's do some smaller trees over here on the left, okay? I'll probably just pop them in like this. Here, I'll just put the trunks in real quick and have them getting smaller coming down. Now stay right in the middle of your trunk and just get wider at the bottom. These are going to be far away, so there's not going to be much detail on these, okay? Just paint them in very loosely like this. It'll look cool. Okay. Very good. Bring it out a little more. Take your brush now, wipe it off, your fan brush, and let's pull a little bit of this color into the water here. We'll make a reflection, okay? Wipe your brush off and lightly blend horizontally across in the water there for a reflection, okay? Very good. All right, so that side's pretty much done. We need a water line though, so take your knife, get a roll of white on your knife, and what I'm going to do is kind of come down the side, create some waves coming in on the shore there, okay? I'm going to put a water line way in the back here. Since I have no trees back there. Run some water forward. I might have to put a few trees back there. So I just run water. If you keep your knife straight, it'll look okay. let's see what I need here. I need some bushes in front of my tree here, so I'm going to stamp in a few bushes here. Whoops. I'm going to highlight these bushes now with a light green. Very light green. Let's see how it comes out. What I did, I took, I can't remember, it was, Viridian green, yeah, and put white in it. Let's try and highlight these bushes with Viridian green. Just going to stamp it on the top. Got to dip into your linseed oil and get it pretty wet, okay? And just change the color up a little bit on these bushes so you can see them in front of the trees. You can also, if you're very careful, stamp in some color down the edge here, just so it looks different back there. Let's get some of that Viridian green on your fan brush and pop a little bit of it on the top of these branches here, just to highlight this tree a little more. Just trying to hit the top parts of the branches there. There we go. That's all I'm going to do on this one. I wanted it to be simple. If you want to put trees back here, just grab, get a little paint on a fan brush like this and continue across the back with some trees. Just stamp it in different heights across the back here, okay? Right above that water line I put in, okay? And then with your brush, pull to the right underneath. There, you got instant, now you contain the water. Actually, that looks better, okay. And you can also add, I'm running out of linseed oil. You can also put a smaller tree behind this one to fill it in a little bit, okay. Stamp it in a tree here. There you go. I hope you liked that one. Gonna try to put a bird up in there. You can also put, don't forget to put some twigs in here, okay? I'm not gonna do it for the video because it'll take too long, but I will put a few birds up here because birds are cool. There we go. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. I'm trying to get my iPhone fixed, so it's probably going to be a couple days before you see any videos. But there you go. Give that one a try, and we'll see you on the next video. Here, let me see if I can give you a front shot of it here. So, there you go. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next video. Cheers.